Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you. Appreciate you guys for being here tonight. How many people we got in the chat right now?
Right now we have about 90 people. Shout out to everybody that has come in. Let me adjust your headphones here. There
No,
you
no.
go.
Let's just buy you new equipment. Let's do that, NORBEEZ. Let's do that.
Yeah, okay. Well, as soon as I get those donations in,
Those
I'll work on that.
donations. Get out of here, NORBEEZ.
All right. Yeah, we should be pretty good right
All
now.
right, we good? All right, welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you guys' your time right here. Hope you guys had a good day. Enjoyed your day. Tonight we have I feel it's gonna be a pretty good episode. Cause and effect.
What do you mean, Marvelous? It's always a good episode every time.
Is it? Is it?
Yeah.
It's just because sometimes, you know what? Because I meant for this show to be out on the road. I wanted this show, this is how I never pictured it. And I ended up just responding and answering questions, which is cool too, because I wanna answer everybody's questions and to the best of my ability. But
yeah.
I also wanna give I hate to say or use the word lecture.
Lecture.
Or like a lecture on certain topics.
Don't use lecture then. Use another word.
You know, but I mean, you know what I mean. I wanna be able to be a better educator and showing you stuff. Also, you know, like screenshot, like we did the video feelings. You know how you added all those pictures.
Yes, yes, yes.
But I also want to be out in the field to show you, you know, certain things too.
You want to be boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground, homie. Cortez on the ground.
Damn. Heck no, I don't like how that sounded just now.
Okay. Anyways, welcome in. I hope you guys enjoyed your day. Hope you guys are had a good dinner. If you guys haven't ate yet, I'm sure that a Taco Bell's open near you. NORBEEZ is thinking about that right now.
Hey, shout out to Taco Bell with that new burrito. It looks fire. Make sure you stop by your local Taco Bell.
Don't be giving no commercial, NORBEEZ. Don't do that.
I'm sorry.
Don't do that.
That was just a habit. Force of habit. Apologies.
All right. Yeah, but welcome in, everybody. What do I want to say to you guys? I want to say I appreciate all you guys that have became members.
Definitely.
Thank you so much. That is helping out the channel tremendously.
Tremendously.
NORBEEZ. I feel like I have an echo, homie.
Sorry.
Damn hype, man. You better stop it, bro. Yeah, I want to thank all of you guys that watch the Always show, the Funk and Freestyle show. And tune into this show especially because this episode or these episodes that we do about education or just being a better person or furthering your knowledge on certain subjects is what my main motivation is what my main goal is, you know, is to leave you with something, you know, because one day we're not going to be here, you know, and these videos, you might be able to not rewind them like a videotape, but you might be able to go back and watch an episode and it might strike something in you, you know, and you know, you might have a change of thought or a change of a lifestyle or just try to become a better person because this is what this show is about, is to try to become better than you were yesterday, you know, and learn from your mistakes. And today we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about some mistakes, you know, some mistakes of bad decisions, some mistakes that, you know, you might not even know that you make. You know, maybe your kids are watching you and you haven't come to the understanding that every word that comes out of your mouth is going to affect them. Every action that you do is going to affect them, you know, and my life is a perfect example of that, you know. Growing up as a little mijo, I seen a lot, you know. I was deprived from a lot, you know. I had my grandparents were very old, trying to raise a young rebellious little boy that was scorned. He was hurt. He was mad because his dad had been taken away from him. His mom had been taken away from him. And even the little parts of time that I did have with them, they still weren't all there with me, if you get what I mean. You know, there were substances that were depriving them from being a good mother or depriving them from being a good father. And I just want to show you the consequences of that. I don't know where else to say. Anyways, we're going to get to the questions first, and I'm going to try to answer a majority of them if I can. If not, NORBEEZ has a long rant for you.
Yes, sir.
So I'm glad that all you guys are here. NORBEEZ, welcome in, homie. Glad you made it on time.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who you're texting over there, but
I'm texting the people that have not shown up yet.
okay. You wanna give a shout out to anybody?
Yeah.
Besides yourself?
Apologies to the chat. I am currently posting on our community post to let people know to come through.
Okay, you know what? Here, let me do that. Let me do that for you, bro. I got you.
I already did
Don't
it.
trip. No. I'm gonna give some shout outs right now.
Oh.
Shout out to Ghost. I appreciate you, homie. Top dogs in the house. We got Bob High 2XH. He says Texas foods want to know how to keep what? I can't see it. How to keep? I can't. Oh, the heart. How to keep a man? What the heck are you talking about, homie? Welcome in, Risky Business. Appreciate you always, homie. Family. We got Mary Lou, part of the family. We got Carlos from Dallas. Welcome in. We got Smear Gang. Always a pleasure having you, homie. Clowning in the chat. We got Ninja Magic. We got Rootster. OG Creeper 13 is in the house. Sal. Always a pleasure, homie. Who else we got? We got Philo. We got the Jedi. Is that Jedi?
Is it THE Jedi?
It's THE Jedi.
Then that is the Jedi.
All right, welcome in, Jedi. Welcome in, homie. We still need to do lunch, homeboy.
Yes, sir.
We got Smileys in the house. All my respects to Smileys. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. We got Nadine. Thank you. Welcome for being here, Nadine. We appreciate you as well. Zaid Uno. We got Zaid Uno in the house. We got Oni64. Appreciate you too, homie. We got Pues. Always a pleasure, homeboy, to have you here. We got Peanut. Who do we got? We got Panther. I never seen that name before. Welcome in.
Definitely.
Welcome in. Who else did we got? We got Victor Aguilar already gifting memberships. Victor, we appreciate you. Thank you so much, homie.
Yes, he gifted about 4 memberships tonight, and
Wow.
to people that honestly I've never seen in the chat. So
Okay.
make sure you guys give him a big thank you for that membership.
And you want to let them know how to keep up with that membership and how to be a member?
Yes,
If you
definitely.
can,
When you
please.
go to the Marvelous Minds page, you're gonna see a button that says join, and from there you have 2 options of what kind of member you want to be, and whichever member you do decide to be, we appreciate it because it does help the channel. One is a little bit more than the other, but whatever you feel is right, and we appreciate that for the most part. And with that, you get the access to all the music shows that we've done. It's a lot of fun. If you haven't seen the show yet, which I don't know why you haven't, but you get access to those shows and where you get to see me and Marvelous and
You notice how he said? Did you notice that right now? Did you notice how he said you get to see me and Marvelous? He says me. Damn, you're just. You know what? You turn into a whole nother person right now.
I just wanted to make sure you were on your toes.
Since I met you,
I threw that out there just to see if you react.
You're doing the most, NORBEEZ. You're doing the most right now. Welcome in, Eileen Barajas. We appreciate you, Eileen. Thank you for being part of the family as well. Who else we got? We got Lucky. We got who else? We got I don't know who else. Who else didn't I say?
Did you say Oni64?
Yeah,
did
yeah,
you
I
say
said that,
OG
homie.
Creeper?
Yes.
Did you say Box Dog? Did you say
okay,
West
we
Side
got
LA?
Ranting with Ramos podcast. If you haven't gone to go follow the homie, go follow him right now. We got Niner gang member. Appreciate you, El Boo Platinum Detail out in North Hollywood. If you need a good detail, and I've seen his work, I follow him on IG. I love the work that he does. If you need your car detailed, go see him. Platinum Detail in North Hollywood. Shout out to the homies from North Hollywood, boys and locals. Who else do we got? I think I said everybody. I don't know if I missed you. Hey, Spencer. Oh, we got Funk Machine in the house.
Did you say Smileys?
Yeah, I said
Eileen
Smileys.
Barajas?
I said Smileys. We got Southtown SD. I just seen you, homeboy. Southtown SD. I want to give a special shout out to Southtown SD. If you are looking or want to know anything that has to do with dogs, specifically bullies, XX bullies, pit bulls, go to the homie Southtown SD. Ask your question. He knows a lot about dogs. He is an expert in that field. He's involved in the competitions and all that stuff.
What? No way.
Yes.
How come he never told me about this?
Because, homie, you're into cats. You stick with the little cats, homie. You don't do the perros over here.
I am a fan.
You don't know nothing about the perros over here, homie.
I am a big fan of the kitties.
Yeah, you are. Your kitty.
Hey. Shout out to
we got
Gilbert Ortiz.
we got Georgie in the house. Welcome in, homie. Who else? All right. Is that everybody?
I don't know,
I
man.
think
It's your show.
because more people are. Well, then you better start acting like it. If it's my show, you better start acting like it, NORBEEZ. You better get it together, homie. All right, we got Parra_arte, bad artist from the Bay Area. You want to see his beautiful work, penmanship? You know I'm a fan of it. I'm gonna be showing you some penmanship today. At the end of the show, I'm gonna show you a little something.
Oh, okay.
But shout out to the homie Parra_arte. Go check out his work on TikTok. I don't know his IG handle, but on TikTok, go look him up. Parra_arte. Shout out to him. Another one, Soldy Sarge. Shout out to Soldies. Appreciate you, homie. Welcome in. We got Bunch Tattoos. If you're in the San Diego area, go visit him for a tattoo. And he's also a DJ on the side. So
that's right.
Go check him out if
Shout
you
out
can.
to Lisa Duran Carrillo.
Who else? We got Jason in the house. Welcome in, Isaiah.
Hey, we got
Box Dog.
H. Hay from Seattle, Washington.
Who?
H. Hay.
Oh, okay.
H. Hay. He's from all the way from Seattle, Washington.
Welcome in. Welcome in. Okay, wait. That says saludos from Salas and Stockton. That's hi. Oh, hi, Ivan.
Oh, that's Hi Ivan. Yes.
Oh, hi, Ivan. All right. Welcome in, homie.
Shout out to Truth Hurts, our token white guy on the live chat.
All right, Truth Hurts. Welcome in, Truth Hurts. All right, hey, all right, look, because I'm giving everybody a shout out.
You are, man. You see, this is why I'm in charge of that stuff.
Oh my God, NORBEEZ, you need to stop, man. NORBEEZ, how was your day, NORBEEZ? How was your day?
It was good.
All right, we don't want to hear about it. Let's get to the questions. Let's get you some of the questions now. How was your day, NORBEEZ? How was your day? Tell us.
It was good. You know, aside from work, you know, I ate turkey again.
You ate turkey again?
Yeah.
Bro, how many days is that after? It's already, we're on Monday, man. Turkey Day was what? Thursday?
So, yeah,
was it Thursday? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
I'm on my fourth day.
Damn.
I'm on my fourth day.
You for real?
When did you stop eating turkey?
Man, I don't be eating turkey, homie.
Dang, okay.
Hey, but you ate turkey today, for real?
Yeah, I ate turkey today.
Leftovers.
Yeah.
How long do you keep that? How long is a person supposed... Wait, don't answer that. How long is a person supposed to keep leftovers in their refrigerator?
That's a good question. I don't ask those questions because I have too much turkey. So
is there not a time limit for Thanksgiving or what? What is it?
Not with the way the economy is. Yeah, you get it.
So on.
You get it where you get it. Yeah, I had that with some ham
in a can?
Potato salad that's mixed with beets. Have you ever had that?
Potato salads with beets?
Yeah, red beets. Have you ever had that?
I would never have that. That doesn't even sound appetizing.
Have you ever had red beets?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
You know what a beet?
Yeah, I beat it up, but I don't know what you're talking about. NORBEEZ, a beet and a potato, bro.
No, it's a cold, it's a salad. It's potato salad.
I know what potato salad is, but I never heard of no beets in it.
Really? Mm-mm. Oh, well, you should try it. It's really good.
That's crazy.
And very healthy for you also.
It sounds like somebody putting raisins in their potato salad.
Yeah.
Or carrot salad.
Also, I also cooked up...
you cooked.
4 eggs to go with it. 4 eggs.
You cooked.
4 eggs.
But you did it.
Oh, yeah.
How did you cook your egg?
You know what? I learned that you're supposed to maximize the amount of nutrients that you get out of the eggs. You got to cook it a specific way.
NORBEEZ, you're trying to sound too intellectual right now.
No. I'm serious.
How did you cook the egg, NORBEEZ?
Okay, I started out with butter.
Okay.
You know, butter.
You don't use oil?
No. I try to use butter.
Okay.
Instead of oil. So, you know, I got it nice and hot, and I dropped the 4 eggs, just cracked them and dropped them.
Okay.
Let the whites cook, poke at it so the rest of the whites get cooked also, because you know how some of it stays gelatin. So I broke that apart, make sure that white starts cooking. I put in, once it started cooking, I start putting in my seasoning, like my salt and my pepper.
Does the audience, are we looking forward to a show, Cooking with NORBEEZ?
I don't know. I wouldn't call myself a professional.
Do you know how to...
I would probably say amateur professional.
Okay,
but not professional.
Say you're on a date, NORBEEZ. You're on a date.
Yeah.
And it's probably, no, wait. It's not your first date. We'll just say it's like your 3rd date.
Yeah.
And you want to cook for this girl. You're all into her. What are you making for her?
Salmon.
You're making salmon.
Salmon.
Okay. Is that because that's
with
all you know how to cook?
With some russet potatoes.
Okay.
A little spinach salad.
You know how to make all that. Why don't I believe you right now?
I don't know.
I feel like everything goes in the
Oh,
microwave.
nobody believes that, but you know, hey, I mean, how much do you really know?
You know what I feel? Exactly. You're right. You're right. I'm judging, and I shouldn't judge you, bro. But I just feel like
listen,
you know what?
and we don't judge.
Man, shut up with that. I feel like you're the guy in the supermarket in the cereal section, not even buying the box of cereal, but the bag.
Oh,
I feel like you're that
funny
guy.
story. The first time I was able to buy groceries for my family, meaning like when I was a kid and I had a job, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy groceries for my family.
Yeah, yeah.
I went straight to the generic brands.
You did?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it costs less.
Hey, my grandma used to get mad because I would sneak in her room and I would get her box of Lucky Charms and I would eat all the marshmallows out of it. So when she poured it for my cousins, they didn't have no marshmallows. Or I would be the first to open up the box of cereal and pull the prize out.
Jesus.
Remember we used to get prizes? Yeah, you ain't that old.
Oh my God! Yeah,
You remember that?
Yeah.
Remember
yeah.
the back of the cereal box? We had games we used to play.
You know who gave the best prizes? Like when it came to like kids,
Who?
Pioneer Chicken.
We're talking about cereal, NORBEEZ.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Pioneer Chicken gave prizes?
Yeah,
I didn't know that at all.
They gave
I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, for their kids meal, they would always give something.
Oh, for real?
But what was cool about it is that they would give they wouldn't give toys. They would give things that make you think.
Yeah.
Like they would give out telescopes. Like the one thing I remember that Pioneer's Chicken gave was like this like telescope that you could use.
Oh, they gave you a telescope?
Yeah. It's like a little small ass telescope, but
And you still can't see what I'm saying.
I still can't see what you're saying.
All right, NORBEEZ. All right, go ahead, NORBEEZ. Want to get to some of the questions, and then we're gonna get to the.
Wait, how was your day? You don't even say how your day was.
My day's the same.
I don't want to be
man.
rude.
My day's the same. I just, I go on TikTok. I argue with people, priests, pastors, political figures. Nino America when he goes on his rant. You ever seen Nino America? Shout out to Nino America. Thank you for pumping that oil, homie. Appreciate you in Texas. But you ever watch his live?
From time to time I do. Most of the time I catch his Instagram posts and
man, he's really something else, man.
Everybody and mostly everybody that follows him, and once they see my comments, they go in on me. They get mad.
I know. Hey, but that vato, he really believes he's a white chick. He believes he's one of the Wayans brothers.
Well, he's gonna have to stick with that story because I didn't know. You know what I just found out this week, that the naturalization law that they first made here in the U.S. The first law that they made, where everybody thinks, okay, that law means that whoever was born here is an automatic citizen, right?
Yeah.
So before that one came through, the first one they brought up, literally the first one they came up with as far as laws, was that Naturalization Act. But that law only stated that only white people could be citizens.
Yeah, well, that ain't happening, that's saying.
And but I don't know what happened, but they ended up not using that. Because originally they pushed for only white people to be citizens. Anybody else born in the U.S. are not considered U.S. citizens.
Okay.
I don't know the whole story on how that happened, but that was the first law they made when the country freed themselves from England after burning all their shit and taking them all out.
Nino America wants to go pump Venezuela. Carlos, that's funny. All right, what do we do?
Now, I do get messages from people that try to do super chats, and for the most part, sometimes it doesn't let them. The thing is, you have to connect your YouTube account with either, like, let's say you have if you have an iPhone, you have to have your iPhone make sure that's connected to your YouTube account as far as payments. And then once the Apple Store recognizes that you use YouTube to pay for things, let's say super chats or membership, it'll let you. Now, if you don't have those things connected to each other, YouTube will not let you do super chats.
NORBEEZ, you made that sound so difficult right now, bro.
Just connect your Apple Store or your Android. I think Android is what is Android where you buy
Shouldn't
apps?
we just put the little Cash App logo or whatever up there?
We could do that too, but
You have to do
for
that
the most
before
part,
the show?
people it's easier.
Or you want to do that right now?
It's a lot easier for people to just do the super chat because it's already in the app. Where,
all right.
Aside from the other one where you have to go.
Remember, if you're a member, if you're in the members team family, you're able to go back and view all the content that we don't show everybody. So yeah. So NORBEEZ, are you ready or what?
Yes, sir.
Because the audience is waiting, man. They're about to jump us right now, especially you.
Damn. Okay, all right, all right. Let's go with as always, it's a first come, first serve kind of situation. So
Hey, welcome in, Chris from AZ. Appreciate you, homie.
oh, you know what? I just remembered why I mentioned that law.
Why?
Because if it turns out Nino has to say that because otherwise he won't be a U.S. citizen.
Hey, so if say Nino, right? Because he swears he's a white dude, right? If things were to affect him, where would he go? What's his ethnicity?
I mean, indigenous.
No, but from where? Where's his pops from?
Well,
is he Puerto Rican? He looks Puerto Rican. He does, for reals. I'm not gonna say he looks black because I don't think he looks black. He looks kind of Puerto Rican.
You got to consider the fact that in Puerto Rico there are indigenous tribes there also.
No, I know. I'm not saying that they're not. They're included. But I'm saying he looks more of Puerto Rican descent.
Yeah.
Or I mean, he could be Mexicano as well.
He could be Central American.
He could be Central American. He could be from. Oh, you know where he could be from? Ecuador. I have a my aunt's married to her husband and he's from Ecuador.
Yeah. And he's got that type of complexion.
Yeah, he looks kind of like him.
Okay.
But anyways, all right, let's get to the question. Let's get to the question before this gets crazy.
All right, first is Chosen. He said there was a recent shooting in Stockton, California, and some of the victims were children. Do you believe people with targets on their backs should still attend birthday parties or family events?
Well, first of all, prayers to all the people that got injured over there.
Definitely.
That is a great question. The way I see it, being from the background that I come from, is, oh man, you're at a mall though. There's a difference. There's a difference between. I mean, he's in a public place, right? But
wait. Before we go, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just want to give a big shout out to 805 Plumbing San Diego.
805 Plumbing. Do his commercial, NORBEEZ. And lick your lips. There you go. Go for it.
There's no pipe in San Diego he can't drain. On call 24/7. Ready and willing to drain your pipes.
Hey, you hear what he said? There's no pipe. He went. Did you hear what he did? You hear what he did? Like.
Hey, but shout out to 805 Plumbing.
Man, shout out to 805
Plumbing. You do need a real plumber.
We got Big Moreno in here says he's an Eskimo.
Hit him up.
I don't know.
I would like to see 805 Plumbing, Bunch Tattoos, and SD. Oh, what's it? Oh my God. Southtown. SD Southtown. What? And who else is in San Diego that's on here?
What are you trying to get at?
I would like to see them collab together, like in some sort of event, because they're all, in a sense, businessmen. One's a plumber, one's a tattoo artist, one's into dogs.
They're all in different genres of.
But that's what makes it great, because they're so diverse. If they came together to do some sort of event or collaborate with each other, I don't know.
All right, well, you vatos are in the chat. I'd just like to introduce all of you guys. SD Southtown. Bunch Tattoo Meet SD, Bunch Tattoo Meet Southtown. These are all the homies. They're a family. So you guys right here, we're all family right here. So
best believe I'm going
hope
for
you
that
guys are nice
discount.
Nice to meet each other. Hey. All right, back to the question. It's hard to ask that question in the sense of once upon a time I was targeted, right? Our neighborhood had a reputation for going against the grain, and I knew that if I went somewhere and an enemy, which was every neighborhood around me, I was gonna be attacked, and I had to be on my P's and Q's. Now at family parties or family functions, you kind of feel safer because it's only family, but it becomes unsafe. Say you have a prima, a cousin that brings her boyfriend and he's from a neighborhood. Or maybe there might be other birthday parties at the park, then you kind of should have more respect. And I hate to say it like that, but it's in all honesty, you should have more respect than to put your family members in danger or your kids, So I think the better choice would be, unless you're gonna have it at a house, or something like that, then that would be more convenient to just be your immediate family there. But if you're gonna go to a park and you know you have a target on your back, or you know it's in this rival neighborhood, you should have made a better decision, homie.
Mm.
Or even anything. It doesn't even have to be a birthday party. It could be a gas station. It could be a supermarket in another neighborhood. It could be going to a car show. You know what I mean? With you got your kids with you. You're looking at what you call it, but somebody doesn't like you. It takes that one somebody to act out, and try to make a name for himself off of your name. So I just think it's up in the air with that. You just have to be very cautious and worry, even if you don't even feel you're targeted. You know what I mean? I get love from a gang of neighborhoods. I know homies from Hazard, Barrio Nuevo, East LA 13. Did I say White Fence? Everywhere. Norwalk. We got Whittier. I've tatted so many homies. Eastside Wirmas. So I run into a gang of homies everywhere I go. At malls, we take pictures. And it's all good, but I'm still cautious about where I'm at, and who are they with? What if they're feeding with me, but what if there's just one homie in their group that don't like me? You got to be very cautious, because they might not respect their older homies. They might want to try to make a name for themselves, like I said. So just be cautious and try to make the best decision. And just remember that everybody around you, whether you see it or not, they're going to be affected by your decision, or by who you're trying to proclaim to be. So my bad. Go ahead.
No. That was it, right there. That it just sucks that that kids are involved. And from what I hear, I don't know. From
Moreno says Choppers. Shout out to the homie from Choppers. Yeah, Moreno. He's older. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm glad you're still around, Moreno. I want to tell you that, homie.
Hells yeah! Without you, we wouldn't have an oldie show.
NORBEEZ, you're about to get attacked right now. Let's
Shout
read
out
the
to
questions.
Moreno.
My God.
But like I was saying, though, it's unfortunate that kids were involved. From what I hear from other stories, another event happened prior to this one that involved a kid also, which might have led to this event.
Oh, okay.
So, okay, next one's from G. If you were president, what would you do to make this country great? And I'm trying to understand, what do you mean when you say to give you or take this land back? When this land was fought for in Mexico, lost, and actually this land was taken from the Spanish, and the U.S. also paid for this land, and migrants coming here do not care about land. If this were to become Mexico again, immigrants would just jump the border again because they want to be in the U.S. Common sense.
Okay, so here's some common sense for you. Who said that?
This from G.
G, here's a little bit of common sense, bro. So treaties were made, right? And treaties were broken. This land wasn't fought for face-to-face, hand-to-hand combat. It was done by manipulation and coercion, all right, of certain tribal members. Okay, then borders were made. That a border doesn't separate the Mexica from the Maya. That's not a border. This is all indigenous land. Who came and made borders is the peoples that came on the ships. That's who made borders and borderlines, and this is what we're gonna call you, and this is what we're gonna call him. That's not a real battle. So no person in their right mind, common sense, you said it, can ever say that they won it like this, a fair fight. That's not a fair fight. That's not, okay? The other thing is what I mean is to make this nation, the United States, right? South America, all to Central America, all that, indigenous again, with our indigenous ways, our ways of eating, give us our songs back, give us our cultura back, everything that made us, a long living people. We lived so long before. We weren't passing away at 40 something years old, at 50 something years old. Everybody has a dis-ease now. Everybody is going to the doctor from some sort of disease or backache, their bones, arthritis, dementia, all these things that we didn't have before. And why? Because they have invaded our crops. They have manipulated our crops. They have put GMOs in our crops. Our water system is poisoned. And this is what we are consuming. We are being uneducated of who we are as tribal people. See, you think that we're living in a future, and we're not living in any type of future. The only thing that is futuristic about the way you're living today is the trends of today. The trends of today and the distraction of those trends. Okay? Our children are being manipulated by television, by the music industry, and by the way we portray ourselves to be, and not knowing who we are as parents. And exactly what we're getting into tonight. We are our own downfall. Why? Because our ignorance and our separation from self. We're not worried about it because it's not a priority to us. We're more worried about going to a Raider game, a Dodger game, a Laker game, of feeding into that economy, that government, of believing that he's going to change my life. This politician is going to make a law that's going to change my life, when the choice was in your hands the whole time. You change your life. You live long by feeding yourself, by learning about what crops are going to help you, what's going to take away that disease. But see, you don't know who you are because you don't have no common sense. Don't ask me no question if you're not ready for the answer. Okay?
Damn.
And I say that with all respect.
Okay. All right. I heard you. Let's see. All right. We got Mari Lou says, can you talk a little more about generational curses and how to break free from them, please? The Bible says, Galatians 3:13, but Christ has rescued us from the curse pronounced by the law.
That's false.
When he was hung on the cross, he took upon himself the curse for our wrongdoing. 2 Corinthians 5:17. Therefore, if anyone in Christ, the new creation has come. The old has gone, the new is here. Peter 1:18-19. Remind believers.
Let's not read all the scriptures because we're going to get all into that.
They were.
Oh, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Finish
That's the last one. That's the last one.
Go ahead.
Reminds believers they were redeemed by the precious blood of Christ, enabling them to break free from past cycles. Can you give us your thoughts on the Bible verse 2? Thank you. That's
okay.
Mary Lou.
So for me, with all respect, Mary Lou, things have been added to the Bible as well as things been taken away from the Bible, right? Like Jacob's name being changed to Israel, right? You need to learn the terms and definitions. Not you specifically. I'm just saying people that are going to study the Bible need to study Torah and the definitions that they spoke in. Either they call it Aramaic Hebrew or they call it any other language that they want to call it, right? So the law is not done away with, right? According to Scripture, right? He has come to not to, or what does he say? What's that? Oh my God, I can't think of the verse right now. I have come not to destroy the law, right? But to fulfill the prophecy of it. So what does that mean when he says, I have come not to destroy? Well, if I tell you not to destroy something, that means it still stands, right? So it's kind of contradicting of itself. So I go based on your own discernment then. Do you feel that you should obey some laws and not other laws? Or should you obey all the laws to be on the safe side? You got to ask yourself that. You know, there's fasting laws. There's laws of how to dress. There's laws of how to pray. All that. You can't say, I believe in some of them and not believe in the rest of them. If you're going to believe all in 613 of them, then you got to believe in all of them. If you're not and you want to believe in faith and that your actions don't mean nothing, then what are you going to be judged on? You know, because everybody's going to be judged on something. So what are you going to be judged on? The gesture of your smile, of how pretty you dressed, of how you gave somebody money sometimes. All this everything of how you're conducting yourself here on this planet is gonna contribute to either the blessing or the downfall of your seed, right? Not you. I'm talking about our forefathers.
Mm.
So whatever your forefathers have done, you're going to be affected by that, and you're going to add on to that generational curse.
Mm.
It's going to keep on affecting you. There's things that have happened to you that have happened to all of us, and we could say, "Oh man, I didn't deserve that. Why is this happening to me? I did deserve it. You deserve it. Why? Because somewhere in your bloodline has added to that, and it's up to you to change that. We need to remove that. Words, spells, incantations, allowing other people into our home, our spirit, our chakras, letting them affect us, our words, our reaction to those words. Tonight's show, cause and effect. There's things that have caused you or affected you to act a certain way, to conduct a certain way. People get affected by life, and all of a sudden they're Christian. You know? Oh my God, I found the Holy Spirit. You do not know what the Holy Spirit is. Oh, I'm saved. What are you saved from? Let me know what you're saved from. Not you, Mary Lou. I'm not specifically speaking to you or calling you
I go to
out.
church on Sundays.
What I'm saying, what is any Christian saved from? Nada. Nothing. There's Christians passing away every day. There's Christians that are relapsing. There's Christians that go back to their gangs. There's Christians that are living half and half, lukewarm lives. There's Christians that tell you and preach the word, the gospel, and then go live a whole nother life. There's pastors that have multiple wives. There's pastors that think that tithing has everything to do with your money and nothing to do with your spirit. That's a lie. That's blasphemy. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't preach that if you're not living that. But yeah, the law's not done away with. I have come not to destroy, but to fulfill, if you're going to get into scripture. So I say that with all respect. My apologies if I sound kind of disrespectful, but I do not mean that, Mary Lou. Go ahead, NORBEEZ.
All right.
There you go, texting again.
All right, we got Sal that says, do you believe aliens have visited and talked to our government in the past?
No, I don't believe in aliens from another planet. What I believe is getting into spiritual stuff. These are spiritual, I don't want to say demons, but entities that control the masses, okay? And you got to remember, a lot of people don't believe, and they're not going to accept because they're living in a physical realm. They feel like everything's physical and I need to see it to believe it. But when you pass away, it becomes spiritual, and you're able to see every energy, whether it's in plants, whether it's in animals, whether it was in your spouse. If they were a demonic person, if your friends, your homies, your boss at work, an ex, you're able to see all that stuff. All these bad energies that are making us make these choices or having an influence on us. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna say it like this: you have a breakup, right? I'm gonna use a girl as a definition. You're breaking up with your man, right? And you have your homegirls with you, and they're saying, man, forget that vato. Let's go to the club. Let's go to 99 Bottles. Let's go to the swap meet. There's all kinds of foods there. Forget about him, mija. We can go have fun. He was this and that and that and this, and they're throwing every name in the book at him, right? And then you got that one friend, that one homegirl that says, don't worry about it. Things will get better. Let me pray for you. Let me go to your house. We'll watch a movie. Let's talk about this. Don't worry about it. Those are two entities right there. Some demonic ones and a spiritual one. What choice are you going to make? You have a decision. Every day you got decisions to make. What choices are you going to make? What song are you going to put on the radio? Which TV show are you going to watch? What friend are you going to let in your aura? What friend are you going to have in your home? What man are you going to have in your home? What woman are you going to have in your home? And then how are you going to reflect that onto your kids that are watching all this go down? Back to everything confirmation right now. Back to everything that we're going to talk about tonight.
I say it's angels.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. This one's from Jessica Love. Says, have you experienced a OBE? If so, anything you can share?
I don't know what that is. People in the comments, do you guys know what an OBE is? I don't know what that is.
Out of body experience.
Oh, an out of body experience. Oh,
you
yeah.
didn't know that, Marvelous? Come
you
on.
just searched it up.
Get with the times,
man.
Marvelous.
You better be quiet. Out of body experience. You want to answer that?
I have. That's how I look at the world.
You look like you would never be able to get out of that body.
That's how I look at that world.
Just saying.
You
look like you're shaped like the world.
I've seen the world through it, and I've flown through it, and then I come back and I realize, well, that's nice. I guess I don't really have to go to those places.
No, but you really have had one for real?
Yeah.
Like whether you're, was it
Well,
in a
I don't
dream?
know if it's real, but I can see places.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's real, but
I had one. I have had
like,
dreams.
well,
that
I'll give you an example. Like because I know how Oaxaca is, like the mountains.
Do you?
So
You've been there?
Yeah. So
you have not been there.
I picture myself lifting myself out of my own body into the sky. I could see my city because I know how my city looks.
Okay.
And from there, I just fly towards Oaxaca because I know what direction to go to, and I just see lands.
NORBEEZ, if you were a superhero, you would be a superhero that couldn't fly.
How do you figure?
Because, homie, you eat Taco Bell. Taco Bell superheroes cannot fly.
That means I'd have superpowers. I already have superpowers.
Let me ask you a question, NORBEEZ. My bad. I know I'm clowning right now.
Go for it.
But if you had a superpower, what superpower would you want, NORBEEZ?
I think we've said this before.
Did I?
Yeah, I think I said I would be able to fly, and I think you said you'd be able to go invincible.
Oh, did I? Yeah. I don't remember. I have to go back to that episode. Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, go for it. What's the next one?
All right. We have. Oh wait, did you answer it? You didn't answer it.
Answer what?
If you had an OBE.
Oh yeah, I have had one. I've had a couple of them.
You want to elaborate on that experience?
Well, it's a long dream. It's a dream that I had.
It's a dream?
Yeah.
What kind of dream?
It's a dream when I was a little boy. Like, I mean, not a little boy, but I was older at this time. It's a dream that changed my perspective on a lot of stuff. So it happened. Okay, let me just say it. It was a day before my son's birthday. Mm-hmm. When we were younger, I know you guys probably heard this story before, but when we were younger, we used to patrol our neighborhood, right? We swore we were the army. But we used to walk up and down the blocks and look for random cars with rims that might be a fool or whatever, or anybody hanging out, you know, catch food slipping at King Taco at 2 a.m, or just a bunch of stuff, you know. There you catch random dudes. A vato gets off and uses the payphone when they had payphones right there, you know. So you would always catch a fool lacking at the payphone, you know. So anyways, one of these nights, it was a dream. One of these nights, I'm 14 years old. And I'm walking around, and there's a mechanic shop by Lupez. You guys know where Lupez is at. It's on 3rd Street, and it goes down towards East LA. And when I was little, my grandpa knew all kinds of people, you know. So he knew the guy there, the owner of the mechanic shop right there, and he would go talk to him. And I always remember going into his office because I like to go in there because he had a little gumball machine, you know. So I remember how it was always dirty, oil everywhere. You know, they were mechanics. So at this time, I'm walking and I'm dreaming. This is my dream. I'm walking down and I hear a baby. A baby's crying. And I'm like, man, where's this baby? I'm by myself. You know, I'm young. Yeah, you play the baby. Hey. And I'm tripping out, you know. Where's this baby? Where's this baby coming from? Who let this baby out? You know, it's like 3 a.m. Where's this baby at? So I stop, right, and I could hear the baby inside the mechanic shop, and I'm like, dang, who left the baby right there? So I start climbing the gate. Mm-hmm. I jump over the gate, and I'm getting closer to the sound. Mm-hmm. And as I'm walking in there, and this is like real life where I could feel everything. I could smell the oil. You know, it's just like you smell wet asphalt. You know, you're never gonna forget, or wet dirt. You're never gonna forget, or like when you're driving through East LA, you're never gonna forget. You could smell everything, everybody cooking asada, chicken, um, bad exhaust in cars. Everything. When you go to a certain city, how it smells. So I jumped the gate, and I'm getting closer to the baby, and it's coming from the office. So I go into the office of the mechanic shop, and I open the door, and it's real dark. There's a little light hanging, just like a scary movie. It's hanging all yellow and stuff, not even a bright light. And the baby's in a car seat in back of the door, and I lean down, and I lean down, and I pick up the baby, and I'm like, man, who left you here? And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing here? Where's your mom and where's your dad? And I feel something behind me. And it's not a person. It's like I don't know if you've ever felt this, like somebody hovering over you,
It's
and
like
you
that.
look and there's nobody there.
Yeah. You get that instinct that
So
you're
it-
being looked at.
Yeah, it was like an energy. So when I turn around, I have the baby in my hand, and I turn around, and it's the devil.
What?
Yeah, but
Wait.
he doesn't look like that. He doesn't look like a devil like how we see him. It's a straight energy. It's an energy, but I knew it was him because of how I felt. I knew it was him, and he's telling me. He's not speaking to me verbally like where I could hear him, but he's telling me to telepathically.
Yeah.
What are you doing with that baby? That baby belongs to me. And I'm like, no, it doesn't belong to me. No, it doesn't. And this is when I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I was saying, no, it doesn't. It belongs to Jesus. I was saying that.
Oh, you were saying that?
Yeah, I was saying that. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. And he goes, what are you doing with the give me that baby? And I'm like, no, this is my baby. This baby, you ain't getting this baby. And he reached his hand into the baby's chest. And when he did that, I felt it. And in my sleep, I'm like crying, like in my sleep. What are you doing, NORBEEZ? In my sleep, I'm like crying. I'm hurt. I feel ugly. It's the most ugliest feeling. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's the ugliest feeling. I can feel myself moving, but I can't wake up. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like heck no. And I reach my hand into the baby's chest, and we're both fighting over this baby, right? And all of a sudden I wake up. And I'm like super wet. Like, I've been sweating. And I'm like, dang, my primo is telling me, hey, dummy, I was trying to wake you up the whole time. And he felt ugly to me, my primo. And I started cussing him out. Get the F away from me. Whoop de whoop. Get away from me. You're ugly. Like, heck no, fool. Like, you're dirty. I was telling him, I was disrespecting him. And I went out through the back door, and I started throwing up. And this is reality now. Now I'm in real life. And everything after that was either good and evil. Whether it was a song, I was trying to reach my aunt to come and pray for the house. I felt like, man, there was bad spirits in this pad. And it was just an ugly feeling, an out-of-body experience, where I felt. Later on, I had another dream, about what this dream meant, because I always wondered, like, why did I have a dream about that for, And this other dream that I had, it gave me an answer that little baby is me. I'm fighting myself. I'm fighting over the decisions that I'm making. There's a resistance here. There's a resistance all around me. There's influences all around me, and they're affecting my decision making on where I'm going to end up, what I'm going to do. Either I'm here to do what I was sent here to do, or I'm going to be taken out because of my bad decision making. And that goes for everybody. All of you guys, whether you know it or not right now, you guys are from a tribe. We used to talk about our dreams. They took that from us. We used to talk about our prophecies. They robbed us of that. And we don't talk about that no more. So therefore, you don't know the direction that you're supposed to be going other than what you're being influenced by, And that generational curse gets passed down. I keep on making bad decisions. My kids are watching me make bad decisions. I keep on talking bad about certain individuals or gangs or whatever. They're listening to that low-key. That gets passed down. They might not say I want to be part of it, but hey, neither did I. I used to despise a lot of things that my dad did, whether it was, being in substance abuse, getting loaded, or my mom doing that too. I can't say literally.
Well, not in that manner. Not in that manner.
Oh my god. Well, anyways, you know what I mean. I'm saying I'm not gonna be that way, but I'm becoming that way little by little, and I'm influencing my seed. You know. So my bad if I took too long on that.
No, well, it's a good one, but I'm trying to figure out, Marvelous. This, in your opinion, was an outer body experience?
Yeah, because I was there. I was there. I was there.
Was it more like a dream?
It could be a dream, but when you dream, you astral project. Your spirit leaves your body. See, you think you're still in your body. You believe that. You go to sleep, and yeah, your body is there, but your consciousness leaves.
So you felt that moment your consciousness left.
Just like when you pass away, NORBEEZ, or anybody,
Yeah.
that orb comes out of their body. It's the same thing. When you go into your third rest, your deep sleep, that you leave your body. You go into the spiritual realm of whatever you're manifesting.
Are you talking about like a REM?
If you watch a bad movie before you go to bed, you're gonna manifest that into your pineal. You're gonna dream about that.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
body's gonna leave into that spiritual realm.
Yeah.
You're either gonna leave that door open into those entities, or that last song that you heard, and you're gonna manifest that into your reality. You get what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's funny that you said that because that actually happened to me. Have you ever watched that show, that Kevin Hart show, Husbands of Hollywood?
No.
No.
Nah.
Kevin Hart's in it, Nick Cannon, a bunch of. I watched like the whole
never
season,
seen that, bro.
a whole season. And for some reason, I don't know. I felt like I was part of the cast.
Yeah.
I dreamt that I was part of the cast. I thought that was weird. But I know that happened because, like you said, I was watching that show and then I manifested it and
Right.
I was part of the crew.
Okay.
I don't know how that happened. Like the only Mexican guy in there.
Go ahead.
But that's crazy. All right. Let's see. We're going to Zapata Vive that says, can you let some of these self-proclaimed raza and coconuts know that this is all indigenous continent regardless of the KK colonizers?
You already let them know.
I think you already let them know.
Yeah, you already let them know. Thank you for your comment. Appreciate you.
Let's see.
How many more we got left?
We have about 4. They're okay. Let's see. Carlos Carrillo says, "What's up, G? What was just wanting to see if there is any info on how to set up an appointment for some ink work for month of January 2026. Saludos from West Phoenix, Arizona."
Yeah, definitely, homie. I appreciate your comment. You can hit me up on Instagram at marvelousink_tattoos, or you could get at me on TikTok at what is it? Marvelous _ Mindz with the Z.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, marvelous _ Mindz.
Oh, you're talking about your TikTok?
Yeah, the TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We got another one from Tales of the Central Coast that says, "What do you think of the no-fly zone in Venezuela? Is time for Is time up for the Venezuela president?"
I think that's all propaganda, to be honest with you. It's all a power play. I don't think that. I think honestly, I really believe, and a lot of people, you guys already know that I believe that the majority of these things happening are false flags when it has to do with government or any government official that has any high standing or holds a high position in their government. It's all a play. The same thing with the president of Mexico right now. You know, she's not indigenous. You know, they're not gonna place anybody in government or let them be a government official with a good moral standing mindset. They're not gonna do it. They're not gonna do it. They know that you're gonna feed the poor. They know that you're gonna show people the true way to be living, and not profit off of it. And you know that. So all this stuff is to aggravate the masses, I believe, and to cause civil unrest in the majority of indigenous land. Just like the immigration over here.
Okay. I do want to take the time to say shout out to all 227 viewers on here. I do know that we have 80 likes, so we could get past 100 likes right now. If you could take the time to hit that like button, it really helps the show. It really helps us out. You know, as far as getting spread out into the algorithm. So I appreciate everybody right now at this very moment that is taking the time to hit the like button. Thank you for that. All right. Next question is from 187 that says, does Marvelous still have that mean right cross? Damn, does Marvelous still have that right cross?
Man, I don't know what I have. I just know,
it's better than not
you know, when you're threatened in any way, shape, or form, defend yourself to the fullest. Don't ever be scared to get down with somebody. And I'm not trying to provoke anybody to go out and do whatever they need to do.
I don't know, man.
But
so many people
run their mouth.
A lot of people want a piece of Marvelous. I've been hearing all those call outs.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I've never.
You know what's funny that never mind. I'm not gonna say.
I was gonna say I never once heard you call out anybody like that. Like, hey, come through. I mean,
well, I did. I told that one pendejo.
Maybe once.
I told him, and then he made a video of him calling out somebody else, the homie from Flores. Like, what did you just do right now? How are you gonna say he's ducking your fade when you didn't even come out for me? Like,
yeah.
But anyways,
yeah, I thought that was funny.
I don't want to entertain that. I don't want to entertain that.
All right, this one's from Zaid. Have you guys ever thought about how the brain named itself?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Good question.
I never looked into that, bro. So I don't even know. I don't even know that. But hey, let's do some research, and I'll have an answer for you.
Well, I mean, you seem to be pretty well with words. I mean, the word brain. Where do you break that apart? You know.
I mean, it's not like a brain. It's not a
brain.
No, I mean, I don't know, bro. Why don't you look up where the definition of the word comes from?
Let's do that. Let's do that. I'm glad you called me out on that. Let's go.
I was gonna do some research on it to see where it really comes from, but if you could find it, go for it. I don't know where that name comes from at all. Oh, so that's a crazy question. That's something to really think about.
All right, let's see.
The word brain.
No.
NORBEEZ, let's do it for the next show.
No, I got it. The word brain comes from an Old English word, bregen, which is related to words in other Germanic languages like Dutch brain and Danish brain. It is believed to originate from the Proto-Germanic word bragna, and possibly from the Proto-Indo-European root breg, skull, brain, bragno.
Oh, wow.
Although this connection is uncertain, but yeah, it would come. But again, doesn't really make sense. How do you name it brain? Imagine back in the day when they broke somebody's head open. They say, "Whoa, I could see his bregen."
His bragna. His bregnin.
Look at his bregnin.
I could see his sesos.
What?
His sesos.
I don't know about that.
Is it sesos brains?
I don't know.
How do you say brains in Spanish? Anybody in the chat?
It doesn't sound like
Ronald Reagan.
That don't sound right.
Hey, was it really Ronald Reagan? Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
It came from a fool named Brian. Risky Business says.
All I gotta say, I have
Como
not
dice
had
brain in Spanish, sesos. You see, look it. Is it?
What?
Is it sesos? Alfred.
Sesos. Como se
sesos.
dice brain in
Look
Spanish?
at the red cat.
Seso.
Sesos.
I thought it was cerebro.
Because my grandpa,
no,
you know why I say that?
I thought it was cerebro.
Hey, no, because
cerebro.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, cerebro is brain.
Is it?
Yeah, cerebro.
Oh, okay. Well, that's how you say it in English too. Cerebro.
It's funny because
cerebro.
In the Spanish is cerebro.
Oh wow. Okay. Dang. Okay. We're really
learning.
We're really learning tonight.
Cerebro.
Okay. Feed man. Was that the last one or what?
Yeah. Look, everybody says it. No. Okay. The next one comes from Jay from South Texas. It says, "What do you guys make of the Jesus miracles? Holy, evil, magic, alchemy, or just made up?" He's trying to get in trouble here.
Oh, not me. What do you think of them?
You know what?
Where's my other phone at?
What do you guys make of Jesus' miracles? You know what? For the most part, I mean, I've always said this, that in the Bible they teach how to use black magic. It says it on there. It's not me saying it.
What does it say, NORBEEZ?
It says that they were taught how to use black magic.
Where does it say that at?
In Leviticus,
which
it teaches how to sacrifice animals so that you could have either a better outcome to the situation or better crops. which is pretty much what the practice is even to this day. You know, to receive, you gotta give, and in these cases, you gotta give a life, which would be an animal, and you know, in some other places, it might be a person. But yeah, you know, I don't know. As far as miracles, like, you know, turning water into wine, I'm not gonna lie, that's a good flex. As far as you know, cloning food like fish and bread, but you know, how can we say maybe that's technology? Maybe he had advanced technology where he was able to clone food on the spot.
What are you talking about, NORBEEZ?
Because you know how he kept giving out fishes
Multiplying fish?
multiplying fishes. There you go, here you go, here you go. Everybody gets a fish. The way he turned water into wine.
And my brother keeps calling me on
Voila.
here. Okay.
I
believe.
don't know.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, you know, as far as healing people, I mean, I like to think that even these are things that you could do now with technology.
Well, so what about the ability to heal with prayer?
But
Is that black magic to you?
heal with prayer.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're sacrificing a chicken while you're doing
Well,
it,
nothing
yeah.
to do with sacrificing, NORBEEZ.
Okay, well
if you
then,
pray, if there's 3 people right here, and they're put their hands on you and they're praying for you.
But you see, I think for a sense you're not giving all the information of what's going on during that prayer.
What do you mean? What's going on?
Because,
they're just. I'm telling you, they
because
just put their hands on your shoulder, NORBEEZ. Don't make it so difficult. Transferring energy.
Transferring
right?
energy. That's the part I was getting
so
at.
Is that black magic?
No.
Why not?
Because that's energy that's already within you, which is
so only sacrificing of an animal is black magic.
I think for the most part that equates to black magic. When
so
you gotta give a life.
So would prayers be considered a seance?
That's a good question.
Would witches do? Transfer of energy.
I think the motive.
Or depending on the person
depending on what you're praying for.
What about depending on the person that's doing it?
You know, I think for the most part, yeah, it has to do with
what
that.
If
because
the person is a bad spirit?
If I'm praying for something malicious and I'm putting that out there, wouldn't you consider that black magic?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well,
depending on the person, right?
Yeah.
The person that's carrying that energy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
Hey. Was that the last one?
No, we have M Credible that says, do you guys think the U.S. military should invade Mexico to get rid of the cartels?
No, I do not. Definitely not.
All right. Izzy Contreras says, my bad. I want to skip somebody. Mundo says, how do you think the Native Americans view us, Mexicanos, or other so-called Latinos? I know those are our relatives, but have you ever known any tribe that may refer to us as wetbacks rather than cousins?
Yeah. I've heard tribal members speak like that in the United States and in Mexico. Not calling us that per se, but the ones in some of the indigenous tribes over here in the Americas, of course, using that word. I'm not gonna even say it.
Are you talking about like the casino guys, the ones that make all that money?
Yeah. But only some, not all of them. Not all of them. The majority of them show nothing but love. But in Mexico, yeah, they consider us watered down, and that we're not living on that poverty level. We're spoiled over here. It's Disneyland over here. The jails, the prisons are not like a real prison in Mexico or El Salvador or wherever, you know. So yeah, I see their point with that, but the separation of being from the same tribe, no, we are from the same tribe. Now there's a certain percentage of them that do carry Spanish. They are Spaniard, you know. They come from a Spaniard bloodline, you know. Not saying that they're mixed because of their mom and their dad, but whatever their forefathers were. If they came and they were a conquistador, that's what they were. You know, if they have red hair or light complected and their spirit just doesn't is not inviting or just is all for the destruction and has no empathy or compassion towards other tribal members, then he might or she might be. You know, you never know until you test somebody's spirit, I think.
Let's see, we got a question from Izzy Contreras. Says, I'm wondering, has Tony A always been conservative, low-key anti-immigration? When or what made him change his mind? What do you think, Mr. Marvin NORBEEZ?
I don't know too much about um, Tony A like that. NORBEEZ will know more than me because when I met him, he was sitting on his lap.
Well, we've had this conversation many a times on News with NORBEEZ between me and Tony as far as politicals and where he stands and where I stand. For the most part, when during the last campaign, yes, he was definitely more. He was more on Trump's side for the facts that Trump was pushing a good game as far as what policies he would push and what changes he might make.
Okay, you my bad, bro. I just want to ask you something. Do you think this question relates to the last question that was asked, the way I answered it? And I'm gonna say this: Tony respects to Tony A, right? I'm not trying to disrespect him or nothing like that, but Tony has said that he has traced his lineage back to Cortez. He said that.
He told you that?
So could his decision making, his choices, or how he acts, or whatever it may be about Tony, I don't know. You know him more than me.
Yeah.
Would that be due to his lineage?
I think, and this is me honestly speaking, I think due to what the current events was at that time, as far as like what you would call the Democrats pushing, as far as giving all these rights to the gay and lesbians, trannies, all that stuff, and just all these would you consider terrorists coming through the country, and then the pitch that Trump was giving at the time. I mean, I think for him, everything that he took into consideration made him choose what he wanted to choose. Otherwise, even though I was not for it, I did agree that the policies that Trump was pushing were better than Biden. But that doesn't mean that they're good either. That just means they're just better than Biden. But for the most part, like I've always said, I'm third party, always will be. But I don't think his, what you would call his Spanish, well, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe the DNA is calling him, saying, we got to go for the Trump. Who knows? Who knows? But for the most part, I don't know. But I would like to say this because it has affected his community. It has affected his peoples. And I don't think Tony is blind to that. But at the same time, I think Tony is the type of guy that can realistically say, like, okay, well, that was or is my stand, but at the end of the day, with everything happening, what can he do to change it?
Okay,
that's it.
All
right, we got OG Creeper that says
we got more.
Yes.
How many questions do we have, NORBEEZ?
Just two more after this.
All right. Damn.
OG Creeper says, what entity is stopping us from going over the ice wall if it's really that top secret? Also, do you think the origins of human race came from Utah? How did we migrate to over the ice wall or communicate with what's on the other side, if that's even possible?
I didn't get that. The first part. Let's read the first part first. What's the first part?
What entity is stopping us from going over to the ice wall if it really is that top secret?
I think that bad entity, that one who they worship, that one who they sacrifice to. I think that's what's stopping it. Not the people themselves, because they're only influenced or being sympathizers to play a certain role in government. That's what's stopping us. And our own selves are stopping us. If the masses got together, I'm talking about everybody.
Yeah.
And they got on some big old ships and they started to head over there to the ice wall. I'm sure they would use HARP to flip them boats or cause a big hurricane or something, just like the Truman Show.
Yeah.
I do believe that there is more land.
All right.
I believe that. I believe that they're doing certain experiments on us. I believe that.
So you let me ask you. So you believe the entities that are on the other side are the ones
I don't even believe they're just on the other side. I believe that they're here too.
Well, they're here, there, and they're there. But do you believe that those on the other side are also conducting these things with the ones that are inside already?
What do you mean by
I'm
that?
asking you, what is preventing the people or whatever it is that's on the other side from coming here?
Well, I don't believe that there's big old groups or civilizations of people,
okay.
And if there is, I don't know. I can't answer that because I just don't know. That would be a straight a conspiracy or something I just really don't know about.
Yeah, because I say that because you know how that story with the admiral, the guy that
Berg,
flew over there. Yeah,
Admiral Berg.
you know, he said he saw all these advanced technologies, advanced people.
I believe that.
And I wonder, okay, if that is true, what is preventing them from coming here to reach out to us?
If there is a civilization over there, well, they might be lied to and manipulated as well and distracted, you know. But the technology, we know the technology is more advanced. AI has been around for years, if not a century, you know, or more. Who knows? Who knows? Nobody knows. I believe that they're harvesting our energy. You're a battery cell, and they're using that to manifest their destiny.
So we are in the matrix.
If you want to call it that, you know, it is a spiritual realm of frequency, energies. Everything's energy, bro.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's very true. We got a question from G.C. Buckley. Marvelous. Are you a shaman? And if not, would you be down to be one? Become one?
I don't believe that I am a shaman,
No?
or a high priest.
Really?
No, why? Why would I be that?
I am.
You're a shaman?
I'm a shaman.
How do you know that?
You just know.
You know, so you
Just
have
know.
you have good advice and you're able to heal people and do all that. You probably are, huh? You're probably a bot sent right here to mess up my whole role. You better not be, NORBEEZ. I'll sacrifice you.
I am here to inspire positivity and good energies. All
Taco
right.
Bell energy.
Next one is from 805 Plumbing. Shout out to 805 Plumbing. He says, can I request, how can you mend a broken heart? My soccer team, America, lost in quarterfinals.
We'll
Life ain't the same since. Hashtag.
We'll play that for you
Arriba
on the
la
oldie
America.
show, homie. When are we doing the oldie show?
We're gonna be doing it Wednesday night. So look out for Wednesday night. Make sure you have your plans all set up so you could join us and we could listen to songs together and crack a few
Stop
jokes.
talking like that. Listen to songs together. Don't you ever say that in your life.
All right, and that's it for the questions. Thank you to everybody that participated. Thank you to everyone that always does participate in the community post and leaves their questions or leaves a topic that they would like to touch on. Much love to everyone that participates in that. Thank you, because that really does. You guys become part of this show by doing that.
All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes.
Not the meat and potatoes.
The meat and the potatoes. They're like, finally. Oh my God! After all that, after all those questions. Okay, NORBEEZ, what's the title of tonight?
Tonight's title is going to be. Let me see. It's going to be cause and effect.
What is that? What does that term mean to you, NORBEEZ?
You know, it's just oddly and funny is that we were talking about the Matrix, because that was one of the things that Vinci guy told Neo. You know, this whole place is cause and effect.
Okay, so
You know, it affects.
so do you feel? I'm gonna ask you some questions.
Yeah.
Okay, do you feel that you've been affected by certain life's we'll say tribulations through your mom and dad?
Yes, I would say that.
First of all, personal question. If you want to answer, you could.
Okay.
You don't have to.
All right.
Is your mother and father still together?
Yes.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe a mother and father that are still together would make a better make you a better husband to a wife?
I'm gonna say yes.
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 Okay. If your parents were separated, would you know how to be a husband to a wife?
I mean, if they stayed separated and none of them ever got married again, then I would say no.
Okay. And do you feel you ended up a certain way, whether it be in school, becoming a tagger, or whatever you became in high school? Did they contribute to that, or would you say that was an influence by somebody else?
I want to say yeah, they contributed. But I want to I want to say probably my dad contributed more to that.
Why?
Well, for the most part, in high school, me and my friends started a sort of crew that we would throw. We would throw kickback parties, but that's where my first part of ended up being, in, I guess you would say, a teenage alcoholic. because we would drink a lot, me and my friends.
So your dad contributed to that?
Yeah, for the most part, because my dad did have a drinking problem also.
Oh, okay.
So when
So do you think it was
you
because
you
of?
you, you see how I am, right?
So do you think it was because of watching him drink, or do you think it was a
Yeah, for the most,
generational curse?
I think it was more because, and this is now again, this is my mind. I think a lot of you guys already realize that I don't think like most normal people.
Oh, we know that.
So when my dad had this drinking problem, which thankfully he doesn't anymore. He's been sober for like I don't know. I want to say 20 years, more than 20 years. So I would watch him, and I would see that he would be more emotional. He would get, you know, how drunk people look, right? He would lose control. He would be more, he would act more violent, and he would be emotional.
And did you like that, or did you not like that?
I didn't like it for the fact that my brain was thinking, "Wow, this guy really can't control himself.
Exactly.
Like
So you
it doesn't make sense."
did
So
you say that
let
you
me see if I am the same by doing the same and proving that I can do it better.
That's a different way. Wasn't where I was going, but I'm glad you took it that way. Um, wow. And what made you
And I did because for the most part, no, my parents never knew that I was drinking for like 3 years.
mhm.
They only found out that I was drinking a lot because my brother ratted me out. Otherwise, they wouldn't have known that I was.
Did they give you an intervention?
No,
No.
no.
What was your intervention, bro?
Having a relationship.
Oh, a
And
relationship.
it ended up being a relationship. Stopped me from hanging out with them so I could be with her.
Oh, okay.
So I stopped drinking heavily. They still continued doing it. I stopped because once you're like in high school and you're in a relationship, you stop hanging out with your guy friends.
Do you still feel at your age? I know you're not gonna say it. Do you still feel that people have a cause and effect on you, or an influence on you?
No, no, no. Because at this point, the way my experiences and the way I think at this point, I've gone to the point where I now make I don't know how to word this, but I know every choice I make now, I have to be accountable to it.
Right.
It doesn't matter how little it is or how big it is. Everything that happens in my life is based off of my choices
Right.
because that's really what navigates your life. And I realized that it took me a while to realize that my choices are what is going to affect my life. Like I could choose not to go to work and not make money.
What
Like,
I'm
you know what I'm saying.
what I'm getting at, bro, is you have and not to bring up your personal
Mm-hmm.
stuff, but you have a son,
Hmm.
right? Your son, how old is he right now?
He's young. He's a teenager.
Does he have a lot of questions that he asks you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly the same normal questions that a teenager would ask.
Do your parents scold him, or
No.
or they're more nurturing?
They're more nurturing.
Okay, because
Yeah.
they're trying to enjoy their time with their grandson.
Yeah. For the most part, and then this is the one thing that I like to think that my son dislikes about me is that in a way I kind of I don't want to say I robbed him of his childhood ideas or thoughts,
Mhm.
but I trained him with the facts of life
Mhm.
to where a point where he absorbed all of it, but he realizes that he has trouble communicating with kids his age because they think more like living in that moment kind of thought
Mhm.
where he thinks of house next week, house next year. He thinks more ahead.
Yeah.
So that's the way pretty much how I go with it.
Does he know anything about you being a tagger back in the day?
No, no. As far as my own past, he doesn't know a whole lot about it.
Do you think? And I'm sorry because getting to a point,
You
bro.
really are. These people are gonna clip this and gather
So
information.
no, because I'm gonna talk about myself right now.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
The downfalls that I've had in raising children.
No. I get it.
So do you feel your son would have been influenced if you would have kept your old friends in your life?
No, because a lot of my old friends, thankfully, a lot of my old friends did come out very successful, very mature, and then I don't know. I'm very happy that a lot of them did. I mean, for the most part, I mean, they would have stories. We would have a lot of stories. Like I said, growing up in East Hollywood, you know,
West Hollywood.
You see a lot of things and you experience a lot of things. I mean, I think I was, it's just crazy. But for the most part, no, I'm glad that most of my friends, a lot of them were taggers, part of tagging crews, and some were part of gangs. And thankfully, for the most part, a lot of them survived. I mean, I had only one friend that unfortunately, somebody unalived them while we were young. But for the most part, the majority of my friends, thankfully, are healthy. And
Was your father? I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Was your father a real we say machismo? Was he really like
Oh yeah.
You gotta be like this.
Yeah, he was well, but that's the one thing, and my dad probably won't appreciate me talking about this, but for the most part, like everybody that was like from I guess you could say his pueblo. For the most part, he was the one guy that everybody was scared of. Because like I said, he was
Then how did you end up being a big teddy bear? Why are you such a Care Bear?
Because at the end of the day, he realized he doesn't like the idea that everybody brings that up.
Really?
Like everybody says, "Man, he was the scariest guy." No, nobody wanted to be near this guy when he was.
They're gonna clip this part. They're gonna clip this part.
They will, and they will for the most part. But it just goes to show how that affected him.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want that reputation where everybody's scared of him.
Right.
Everybody thinks this guy's gonna crash out and beat up everybody.
Yeah.
Because he had that reputation for beating up everybody.
Mm.
Like we would go to like parties, like big parties, and he would drink the most. Mm-hmm. And then it just took one guy to piss him off. And then he would fight that guy, but his problem, like I said, he was very aggressive. So he would beat him up until he was down, and then everybody would have to stop him, and then he would just fight everybody. And the problem was that nobody stopped him. So he would just beat up a lot of people, and he had that reputation. Don't invite him, because this guy that affected him where he realized people didn't want him around anymore because he was a very violent drunk.
Okay. I got one more question for you, Norbs. What direction do you want your son to go in? Or wait. Or does he even know your expectations of him on what you want? Say, I wish nothing but the best for you, homie. Mm-hmm. But say you weren't here tomorrow.
Yeah.
What would you have wanted for your son? Or what would you have wanted to tell your boy?
What would I wanted for him to choose his path, because for the most part, I didn't understand that part when I was young, that I had a choice. Like,
so if you were to tell him, mijo, choose your path, what does that mean, NORBEEZ? What does that mean?
That means for me, what I've been telling him is look into yourself, look at what you enjoy doing in life, and try to in those things, try to find something that you could gain a skill, experience, and maybe make it into a career. Study what you want to study to get to that career, and be able to do something throughout your life that you enjoy, at the same time make money.
Yeah.
But one thing I do make sure to not tell them is that choose something that makes a lot of money, because I know a lot of other friends that they tend to tell their kids, choose the path that makes you the most money.
Yeah.
And for my part, I go with choose the path that makes you more happy.
Yeah.
Because if you go to work and not be tired at the end of the day, you found the thing that you like to do, because you're making money and you're doing what you love.
Yeah.
That's what I would want.
That's good, bro. That's good.
Thank you. I try.
I look at things different now.
Shout out to Face Entertainment, Fred.
Hey, what's up, Fred? Welcome in, homie. Like I said, I was getting to a point with this, and I think a lot of us parents, you guys watching too, We have to come out of our own denial of our parenting, and know that we don't always make the best decisions. We don't always make the best choices. We don't always have the best words or know how to formulate sentences to speak to our kids. You know, our kids speak a different language. When we were their age, we spoke a different language. We didn't understand everything our parents or grandparents told us. We went against the grain. We thought we knew it all. You know, I thought I knew it all, right? Um, a little bit about myself. You guys, from seeing interviews and stuff, you guys know a majority of my life story. I've had everything out in the open. I don't hide or duck nothing. This is all a learning process, and I'm still learning from you know, whatever decisions I might make tomorrow. You know, and I've learned a lot about myself. You know, it helps you grow. It helps you grow another branch on your tree. You know, but you gotta know what to remove from your garden so that tree can grow its roots deep. You know, and you could have a firm foundation. Because if you don't pluck out the weeds here and there, if you don't get out the insects that shouldn't be there, you're not gonna be able to maintain your garden. If you don't shelter your garden from the harshest storms, you know, from trials and tribulations, if you don't talk to your garden's not gonna grow the way it should be and be as vibrant as it should be, right? Um, so I'm guilty of that, you know. When I was growing up, when I was young, um, I went through a lot of stuff with my mom and my dad. You know, my mom was into certain things, and you know, substance, that, and eventually she passed on at a very young age. You know, I was a bitter little boy, 8 years old. I was mad at the world because I missed her. I missed her singing oldies to me, and it just hurt, you know, that other kids had their mom, and I couldn't talk about mine. And the stories that I did have about mine weren't all too good, except for us watching soap operas together, you know, as the world turns, Guiding Light, all that stuff, you know, or her singing to me. They wouldn't be able to relate to that, you know. They had stories. These kids had stories of camping, going to Disneyland, and look what my mom bought me, and I couldn't say that, you know. And later on, when my grandpa took custody of me, and I was adopted um, by my grandparents, they were old already. You know, my grandpa born in 1918, my grandmother born in 1919. So I grew up watching black and white shows. I grew up listening to old jazz music. You know, I had to eat all the old cereals that they had. You know, Special K with no 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 sugar. You know, cream of wheat. I had to drink rice water. You know, and my dad was in and out of my life too. You know, he was in and out of prison, and I used to see him. You know, here and there, he would come to the pad, and I knew he was from a neighborhood. You know, I had heard about this neighborhood at a very young age. I had cousins from my neighborhood, and I was little and little and slowly but surely being influenced by that without even realizing it. You know, I had my grandfather in my life where he would wrap me up in my favorite blanket and put me in the back seat of his car, drive to wherever he was going to be doing construction, and he would tell me, you know, find me on the job site, you know, listen to a hammer, you know, or listen to me sawing something. And I would go find him and pick up a tool, and I would have to be right there learning how to hammer nails or how to saw or how to measure or how to you know, just whatever he asked me to do. You know, I had to learn that. And he was a very stern man. I was intimidated by him. I was I was scared of what to ask him because I didn't want him to I was a little boy, you know, and I didn't understand what it was to be a man yet. I didn't understand how he grew up, you know. I didn't understand everything just life of what he went through, or my dad yet. But I had to understand of how to work with my hands. I had to understand to the best of my ability how to listen. Pay attention, mijo. Don't talk back, mijo. Don't go that far, mijo. Listen to what I'm saying, mijo. You know, always on me. When I used to go fight, I joined martial arts at 5 years old. You know, he was at every competition. He made sure I got first place in every competition. He was on me. Mijo, you're a little Mexicano. You're always gonna be picked on. They're always gonna come against you. They don't like you, mijo. You're always gonna have to fight. And he was always right there cheering me on in a stern manner, you know, of what I had to be. But in my peripherals, I was still watching my dad. I was still watching him. I was watching him go to his camper, do his thing, you know, come out all sleepy. You know, the same thing, the same way I remembered my mother. And that hurt me too. That hurt me. I was mad. You know, I'll never be like you, man. I'll never do that. And then I had the influence of other homies that would come to the pad to visit my Uncle Pajaro. You know, he was a very well-known tattoo artist. He knew a bunch of homies from a lot of barrios, and I respected that. I'm watching him from my peripherals. They're influencing my decision-making, my life, without me knowing it, because I'm too young to realize that. I'm too little to realize that. I don't have a clear understanding of what I'm getting myself involved in, of who I'm trying to portray. I respect my grandfather to the fullest. I love my grandfather. I love everything that I love everything that he taught me. But I still wanted to be like my dad. I still wanted to make a name for myself. I still had my ego. I still was making bad decisions without knowing it, you know? I had two men guiding me, you know? One in his old-fashioned ways, and one that didn't even know he was guiding me into a dead end. And I became that later on in life, you know? I became the influencer. I became the motivation for my kids, you know, to make decisions that they made later on in life. And it has caused separation, you know? It has caused pain. It has caused a lot of hurt. But it's a cycle. It's a cycle that we continue to drive ourselves in without even knowing what we're doing, without even accepting that we're at fault for something. You know, we're influencing our kids and we don't understand that. They're watching the food we eat, so they want to eat that. They're watching the way we dress, so they want to dress like that. They're meeting homies, so they want to have homies. You know, we're taking them to car shows where they're being influenced by not only us, but all the other tribal members in our tribe, you know? And we just need to come out of that and be better for ourselves, you know? And I try to do that. And this is the main thing, you know? Some things you can do for your kids and you could believe that you're doing a good thing and you want better for them. But there's still some things that you need to clean out of your garden. There's still some weeds there. They're always going to grow. You just got to know where to look. And having kids at such a young age as I did, I didn't always know where to look in my garden. I didn't always know where the weeds were at, you know, until I got older. Now I realize it, you know, and now, man, is it too late? Is it too late for you to try to change? You know, has the weeds overgrown your garden now? You know, so it's just a question for you to ask yourself, you know. Um, you could pull that up.
Oh, all right.
I wanted to show you some pictures, right? And these pictures pertain on what I'm talking about right now. Um, it's the whole thing, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So when my kids were little, my bad. Oh, there's a delay, huh? When my kids were little, you know, I took them everywhere. My kids went everywhere with me. Um, all the Jordans they wanted, every Jordan that I wanted, they had, because it was cool. You know, I want them to have what I have. I want other kids to see my kids dress nice. You know, I want them to see them look good, and I want my kids to feel good. Is that a good thing? Um, Sometimes it is, but sometimes it isn't, because some of my kids never realized or had the understanding of what it is to be humble and not have anything, because I went and said to myself, my kids are going to have everything I didn't have. I had to go shop at Payless with my gramps. So when I had kids, I was like, we're never going to shop at Payless. My kids are going to have Jordans. They're going to be clean. I'm going to show them how to clean their shoes. They're going to be the best dressed, you know? But was that a good thing? I took them to church, bought them their first little Bibles, you know? I showed them how to pray. I showed them to pray for everybody, you know? Pray for their mother, pray for their grandfather, you know? Try to show them the best that I could, you know? Still believing that I'm doing the right thing, right? I took them to car shows, showed them all the cars. They got to meet a lot of homies with me. They even got to see the beginning of my YouTube, you know, stuff. Got to see people come up to me, show respect, take pictures, homies from different barrios. Remember, I had peripherals when I was little, right? I was watching out the corner of my eyes. They're telling me not to do something, but I'm being influenced by watching other people's and how they act, what they're doing. What are my kids going to be into? Are they going to be into what I'm into? I want them to like oldies like I like them. I taught them how to take care of themselves. Mijo, you got to wash your clothes. This is where you put your soap. This is what you do. You know, you fold your own clothes. You're responsible for your bed. You're responsible for your room. You do this, you know? But more than that, take care of each other. You guys have each other's back. You guys be down for each other, you know? But little did I know, you know, there comes a point in time where, you know, my kids are asking me, can I borrow some of your clothes? They're being influenced by the way I'm dressing. And I see it, but I'm in denial of it. You know, I'm in denial of it because, you know, hey, I figured, hey, I was a teenager. You know, I wanted to dress a certain way. And when I got my Social Security from my mom passing away, my grandpa would take me to go buy certain clothes. And he would be like, don't buy those don't buy those size 48s. Don't buy those big pants, mijo. You know, you look like a dummy out here. And me, right into 5-2 menswear to buy my big old pants, you know? And he was right. He was right. You know? I told my kids, wash your own dishes. You know? You guys keep your kitchen clean. This is where we eat. It might be the smallest kitchen in the world, but you know, let's keep ourselves clean. Etiquette. You know? But little did I know they're still watching actions that I'm doing, people I have around me, you know? Taking them to football games. I want them to travel. I want them to see, you know, more stuff. But who do we go to football games with? With homies. We were there with homies. Maybe I shouldn't have taken him around homies. Maybe me and him should have just went. you know, because he has peripherals. He's watching. You know, he might get turned on to somebody else influencing him or hear a story about something that I should have stopped in the beginning. I should have stopped, you know? Going to car shows, everything. Homies want to take pictures with us. That's the homie from the neighborhood. You know? My son wants to be in the middle. Go ahead, mijo. I want to wear your poncho, Dad. You know? They're slowly being influenced by our actions. Whether it even be us kicking it, you know? There's still a time and a place for everything. There's still, you know, that camaraderie that me and homies got, you know, with each other. You know, where we show each other respect. Remember, my dad, he was a certain way at home, but in the street, he was respected by the homies, and I liked that. I was turned on to that. It made me who I was. It made me make certain decisions to make a name for myself, you know? And I shouldn't have been that way. You know, I'm older now that I can say this now. In my 20s, if you were to ask me anything, I'm a rebellious man. I'm going to be rebellious towards you. I'm going to say, I don't care, F that neighborhood. Let's go do something. And I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't have been like that. You know? El Pino, East LA. Even if it wasn't about gangs, I'm proud of East LA. I love my barrio. And not just Maravilla, Islos, the story, the Chicanismo, the word Chicano, how it is to be a Mexicano. Hold it down. Be about your palabra. Have corra. Never back down. You know? Talking about Islos this, Islos that. And all I knew was East LA. East LA. And my kids hear that. I'm passing that paño down to them. That bandana. I'm passing that same mindset. You know? That mindset. Without me even realizing it. Just because I want him, yeah, you're from East LA. You're from Islos. Don't ever forget that. Hold it down. You know? Passing that paño. What are we doing? What are we doing? Is this real education? Where am I guiding my kids to? Are they going to end up in the dead end just like I did at one point? Where my dad led me without me even knowing it? You know? I got, you know, haircut. My first haircut design on my son. He was only 15 years old. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry I put that. How do I exit out? I'm sorry I put that. You know? I should have never done that. But it's something that it instilled in me without me even knowing it. You know? I'm all proud of my haircut design. And I said, you know what? It's about cultura. This is my bloodline. He's going to be down just like I was, like my dad was, like my grandfather was. It's in our blood. This is how we got to act. This is how we got to conduct ourselves. You look me in my eyes when I talk to you. You shake my hand when I introduce myself to you. Respect. I want all this stuff. But am I respecting my own bloodline? Or am I leaving them to false hope? I got one of my sons I met when he was 11. You know? My son Jay. It was a special time. He wasn't like this when he first met me. You guys know my son Jay today. He's into fitness. But he was even influenced when he first met me. Look at his little picture. You guys haven't seen my little mijo like that. You've seen him as a good father today. He's a good father because I was older and wiser to have a conversation with him. I seen the demise and destruction of my own decisions that I was making, the words that I use, the way I conduct myself. I was even having an influence on him, and I had to stop. I had to stop myself, you know? Today, he's a fitness coach, you know? He's a great father. He has good morals. He has compassion and empathy. And we have long conversations almost every day. I love all my kids the same, no matter what. It's just at one point, I was still distracted by who I felt I needed to be. And a lot of us don't realize that, you know? A lot of us are leading our kids into destruction, you know? And we need to come out of our denial and be honest with ourselves about who we are or who we portray ourselves to be, and what type of legacy are you leaving behind. You know, all my kids are going to go in separate directions. They're all either going to have wives, they might end divorced, you know, they might who knows what might happen to them. All I could do is sit back and pray and hope the best, you know? But I just wanted to bring that to light tonight. And there's better. There's a happy ending if you do things the right way. You could call yourself a mom all you want. You can call yourself a dad all you want. But some of us were never mothers and some of us were never fathers. There's a difference between the both of them, or the terminology of either of them. You know, a father's in his son's and daughter's life. A father is guiding them in the right direction, is answering their questions to the best of his ability, without demanding things, but hearing them out and just trying to lead them to a better way, to show them how to clean out their forest. Clean your garden out. There's weeds, there's bad friends, there's people influencing you more than ever. TikTok, Instagram, every type of social media, you know? But the first lesson comes with you. It comes with you. What are you doing? How are you answering your kids? Are you too busy being on the phone? Are you on social media all day? Do you even talk to your kids? Do you see them on the weekends and you feel that's not enough? Are you not co-parenting with your ex? Are you bitter at your ex because he or she found somebody else? So you're taking it out on your kid? These are all questions that come into play. Is there certain homeboys that you shouldn't have your kids around? There's a lot of things that you need to ask yourself, you know? Don't ever think that you're doing everything exactly right. You know, you got a generational curse chasing you, and you need to clean up that mess. Clean up that mess before you start guiding somebody like your own seed. I made mistakes. There's things that I shouldn't have done. There's people, homies, I shouldn't have my kids around. There's certain things that they shouldn't have heard around my homies. There's certain places I shouldn't have taken my kids with homies, you know? Maybe they shouldn't go to a gun show. Maybe you shouldn't let your homies talk about certain stories, or your homegirls or whatever. This goes for you women too, you know? But it's all becoming aware. You got to become self-aware, you know? But I appreciate you guys for listening to this story. Dang, I didn't even get to take calls. It's already 9:56.
Yeah, it was but
I'm
you know what? For the most part, the shout out to the live chat. You know, they're 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 definitely a part of this whole conversation, and for the most part, they do not mind. I am so.
NORBEEZ, you have any? You want to give a thought,
Yeah, you know what?
or you did a poll, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I did do a
Go
poll.
ahead.
Let's see how many votes we got here. Now the question was, did you break your generational curse? We have 91 votes in. It's been up for 20 minutes. The answers were yes, I did. Still working on it. No, didn't have any. So from what I can see is that 22. I'm sorry. Okay, 23% said that they did break their generational curse.
You could take that out, bro.
Oh, hold on. Give me a second. All right, there we go. All right. We have the answers is yes, I did. Still working on it. No, I didn't have any. So right now we had a because people just started voting again. We have 24% that said yes, they did break their generational curse. We have 52% that say still working on it. We have 15% that said no, and we have 9% that said didn't have any. So for the most part, half of our audience is still working on it. So a shout out to them for still working on it. You know, that's very important to be working on that. As far as thoughts, Marvelous, this was a great topic to talk about. I know you. I know that you wanted to put that out there too. For the most part, because it's not only your story, but I like to think that it's a lot of our story. We can all relate to it because it takes us a while to realize that our actions are affecting our children, and we don't realize it because we're living our life, not realizing that they're watching us.
Yeah.
And it's important because even now there might be somebody here in the live chat not realizing that the way they're behaving, the friends they're hanging out with, their kids are watching it, and they say, you know what, uh, my dad seems happy doing all these things, so maybe that's something that I should pick up also, because if he's happy, that means I'll be happy.
Yeah.
But we don't realize that what we're doing is affecting. Like I said, like in my story where my dad was a heavy drinker, and I saw that, and it made me want to choose to do the same thing, but with the mindset of I could do it better than him without being sloppy like him. And it's bad because he didn't know that, because nobody taught him how to be a parent. And that's what I say. A lot of us like to blame our parents for whatever mistakes they made with us.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I've always asked people this: who taught your parents how to be a parent?
Right.
Because for the most part, education plays a large role when it comes to raising kids, and experience also.
Yeah. Um, you know what? I'm gonna give my final thought, but I forgot one. Here, you want to take that off the screen, or is it off the screen already?
It's off the screen.
Oh, okay, my bad, because I can still see it right there.
Oh yeah, that's
What I want to, but you can pull it back up, right?
yeah.
Because I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave them with one video after I say this real quick. So yeah, let's show you guys know this is for educational purposes only. These episodes that we do, and remember, no matter how old you are, how old you feel you are, or how much you think you know about life or anything in it, you never stop learning. From everybody and anybody. My grandfather was right. He was absolutely right. Learn something from everybody and anybody, no matter what it is, and apply that to your life so you could do better in yours. And I like to thank him for that. Everything he said when I was little and he told me I wouldn't understand, I understand it now. He was right about that. I hope nothing for the best for you guys. I hope that I'm guiding this channel to the best of my ability to bring you substance. You know, I don't want to use the word gems, and I don't want to say, you know, that I'm smarter than anybody, because I'm definitely not. You know, I'm a regular person just like anybody else. I don't know anything more than you would know. It's just that we're distracted at certain parts in our life or certain moments in our life. And we consider things certain priorities. We prioritize things at the wrong time, when our priorities were looking at us the whole time. You know, your kids. And even if you don't have kids, you got nieces and nephews, they're watching you too. You know, so be careful for everything. You know, you're a walking movie to them, just like our aunts and uncles were. We used to watch them, and we knew who our aunts, which ones were always gossiping or talking crap, and we knew which uncles were doing what. You know, we knew which cousins were acting like this or who ended up like that. They were all movies to us. You know, right now you're the movie. You're the main attraction. You know, somebody's watching you at a car show. Somebody's watching you at the Santa Fe Springs Swami. Somebody's watching you how you conduct yourself at the movie theater. And somebody's definitely watching you at home, how you act. They could hear you at the door. They could hear the arguments. They could hear you if you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing, you know? So you got to be very aware of that. The innocence of our kids, you know? We were innocent too at one point. I'm going to show you one of my favorite interviews that I did. And I'm going to leave you with this when it ends, okay? I appreciate all you guys that watch the show. All my love and respect. Stay tuned for the oldie show. If you guys haven't become a member, we appreciate it if you did. You let me know when it's ready, Norbs.
Go for it.
Where's the video at?
It's over there. It should be one of those right there. Where,
it's not in this one, bro.
I got a recent.
Okay.
Make sure to unmute it.
Where's the music at? How do I mute it?
There should be like a volume button there somewhere. Somewhere around there.
It's not. I'm pushing. It's all the way up, bro.
Really?
Yeah. Do I have to disconnect it again or what?
No. It's playing. They can see it.
They can't hear it though, because I can't hear it.
You put the volume up on the side.
NORBEEZ, the volume is all the way up, bro.
Because we should be able to hear it. No.
10?
Oh shit!
That's cool.
There you go.
There you go. My bad. Go ahead.
That was all him. Go for it.
So Heaven, I want to interview you real quick. So, what year were you born? 2010? That's cool. Where did you grow up at? You don't know where you grew up at? East LA. Come on. Dang. People want to know about Heaven, Sita. You're famous out here. And what do you want to be when you grow up? You don't know yet? You want to help people? Like a doctor? Or you want to teach people things? You want to be an artist? You want to draw? You like to draw? No? You want to make a lot of money though, right? What kind of car do you want? If you could have any car, you could go buy it right now. What kind of car would you go buy? A Jeep? Like the ones that are like what kind of Jeep? Like the ones, like the Humvee Jeeps? Like the ones that are lifted all high? No? Like a regular Jeep? Like a Jeep Cherokee? I like those Jeep Cherokees. Those go fast. What about, where would you like to live at? Like what city? Would you want to move somewhere? Okay, if you could visit any country, where would you go? Would you go to Hawaii? Would you go to China? Would you go to Mexico? Where would you want to go see? You don't know? You're just down for whatever, huh? All right, we'll finish that interview in a little bit. Okay, Mama?